If you'd like to see more of our videos, hit the subscribe button to stay on top of the market news. Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMtrading. Today is the 1st of July, 2020, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, gold surges to new yearly highs. Question is, will it continue? But first, let's take a look at the economic events of the day. So looking at the economic events of the day, just one event coming out at 2:15 South African time out of the United States. It's ADP, which is the largest payroll company in the United States, stands for Automated Data Processing. It's a non-farm employment change. And this is really I guess you could call it a preliminary number to the non-farm payroll change that's coming out this Friday. Okay, so it is an important number that's coming out. It's usually a leading indicator as to Friday's number. Now, first, looking at the currencies, okay, the majors pretty much taper off right before the NFP, a much lighter volume, much tighter range that we're trading in. Looking at the indices, Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both bounced, NASDAQ trading above 10,000. And looking at the commodities, as we spoke about earlier, gold surges to new yearly highs, while oil bounces to the top of range just below that $40 mark for the price of barrel. Okay, now lastly, looking at the stocks, the tech stocks continue to lead the market higher. The question is, are they going to push higher than that? Okay, they're close to its all-time highs. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trade. So we're going to take a look here at the Euro USD just to highlight how tight of a range we're trading. This is 112-ish level. This is 112.88-ish level. And we've just been within this range just this week, and we're at that bottom side of that range. Now, this could all change. The volatility, obviously, could all change by this Friday, okay? So I would hold off to, jumping into any major kind of positions in the euro or the GBP just before Friday, before this number comes out, just because we're trading during the summer. That's lighter volatility. And number two is going into the number, I think we're going to have some surprises because the markets are recoiling. Okay, now we're in an interesting situation in the United States. Certain parts of the states are closing back down because the numbers of this COVID-19 is actually surging. States like Texas, which is a large state, both population-wise and geographically, states like Florida as well are now hitting surging numbers, okay, with this COVID-19. And so they're going back into lockdown. So, there's a little bit of a differentiation, whereas in the northern states, things are taking a little bit of a correctional move and, they're easing some of the restrictions there. So I think we're going to see an interesting balance when this NFP actually comes out. Now, looking at the GBP USD, same story. We're trading at 123.69, also a decent bounce, about 60 pips, but nothing to write home. Now, this point, I want to drive home, okay, USD ZAR. Okay, we mentioned this several times. We looked at this at a 1-hour chart, okay, as this has, been unfolding. Now, this has been on a daily chart. Let's just look at it quickly. It's been on a downwards momentum, okay, getting stronger versus the USD. However, we are at that point right now, okay? We're really flirting with this trend line, this downwards trend line. We might find ourselves in a new trading range, okay? So we're right there. All right, just to highlight this once again, we're at this 1734. If it does range up to 1747, this is our resistance, okay? And the bottom side, 1711. So it's quite a tight range, but if we do correct one of these two extremities, I think we'll have a major move in either direction, okay? So that's my breaking point. My breaking point is either 1747 on the high side that will make a correction on the upside, or the rand will get stronger versus the dollar, and we'll see a surge down here to 1667-ish level once again. So, okay, so something to really consider as we're trading further into this week. Now, jumping into the commodities, gold trading at 1783 this morning, 1784, just retracing just a little bit. But looking at a daily chart, you could see we're at our all-time highs, okay? Ever since we hit this gap up, yeah, we took a little bit of a break here at 1770, but we're breaking higher. Now, this has to take us to a monthly chart because otherwise we don't have really a point of reference to this, okay? The last time we hit this type of area was in 2010, 2011. Okay, now we're flirting with that area, breaking to new highs. Now, this is both because of the pandemic, because of inflationary issues, both because the stimulus packages are yet to be proven in the markets. Okay, so everybody's moving their money into gold. Now, this could definitely hit 1900 before the end of the year. Okay, so I now have to revise my plan as to my 2019 in review and 2020 outlook because things have changed, right? This pandemic has definitely changed our climate in terms of which way we're going. So this is something to consider as we continue, okay, to trade this throughout the summer. Now looking at oil, trading at $39 a barrel, just shy of that $40 range. Now, we're hitting a new trading range, okay? Altogether, we are at that upper range right now at 39. So I'd like to see either a breakout or a correctional move, okay? We do have something that has sticking out, okay? And this is this portion right here, which took us a little bit higher. So I don't want to celebrate that this is the top of the range yet, okay? Something to consider. I would see some sort of solidification that this is the top of the range, and at 37.5 is the bottom of the range, okay? But something to consider as this is developing a new trading range. Now, jumping into the commodities and jumping into the indices, looking at the Dow Jones, okay? The Dow Jones actually surged to 25,700-ish level yesterday, okay, after taking a little bit of a break right now. Now, from week to week, this has been somewhat of a decent volatility, okay? We've had over 1,000 points volatility and range that we're trading in the Dow Jones, okay? So that's quite aggressive for this time of the year. Now, this is all on the back of the fact that the lockdowns are easing and things are starting to open up. What has been very strong is the NASDAQ, okay? Trading above that 10,100-ish level. We're only about 180 points off of our all-time highs, and that's reflecting in the stocks. Apple, close to its all-time highs at 364, gaining some of that, lost real estate that it had earlier this week. Amazon, same story, trading closer to its all-time highs at 27.58, only $30 away from its all-time highs. Facebook, which sold off aggressively this week, 226, okay, so really making some comeback there. And lastly, looking at Microsoft, it's almost on its dead highs at 203, above that $200 range. But what I'd like to see is continued strength, okay, something that's going to take us even higher, because that would really solidify the fact that we're making correctional moves in the equity markets to push us higher, okay? So that still has to be proven. Otherwise, I think we'll make a correctional move on the downside. So right now, I think we're in a very interesting scenario, okay? And the markets this Friday, unfortunately, could go either way, okay? So just be prepared, okay? And expect volatility. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day.